The first time that I saw wild monkeys was when I was in college, and I was so happy that day. And when I come home, I tell my mom that I want binoculars, and uh, she buy me binoculars. She was a really great mom. Um, but a few months later, the forest where the monkeys were living was destroyed, and sadly, my monkeys didn't exist anymore. And after many, many tears, and with all my strength, I decided that I was going to protect them.
Thanks, Natalia, for sharing with us this beautiful memory. In my case, I have to confess something here. When I entered the career of biology, I always thought that I would work with big wildcats like jaguars or pumas. But then I entered a primate research program. And in my first field trip, I saw a red color moving up in the trees. I take the binoculars and I saw it was a red howler monkey. And with the green leaves around them, for me, it was like love at first sight. So just as Natalia told us a moment before, I realized in that moment that I wanted to work to protect these amazing animals. So to start, when we look at the rainforest from above, you might agree with me that the first thing that came to your eyes is this variety of green colors. And this greenness is one of the most important things for human survival. Here are plants and trees. But how they get there? Well, this is a fascinating result of multiple interactions between plants, animals, environment. One of these interactions is seed dispersal. So let me tell you about this interaction with one of the best seed dispersers in the world, the brown-headed spider monkey. Oh, sorry. As you can see, they are so beautiful. Oh no, I'm going to, sorry, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. Well, as you can see, they are so beautiful and fascinating, but they are also the best because they eat more than 80% of their diet with fruits of different seed sizes. They carry the seeds in their stomachs, and with their long arms, they can move very fast through long distances into the forest, and they disperse the seeds. And with this, they are benefiting all plant species. They are the forest farmers, and they are essential for the natural regeneration of their habitat. So today we want to share with you our work with our community-led development and scientific research program through two stories that give us a lot of hope. It's the story of the forest farmers and the families of conservation. In Ecuador, in South America, Ecuador is here in this blue plot. And what you can see in this map is the original forest coverage in Ecuador. Brown-headed spider monkey inhabits this part of the country, is the northwestern part of Ecuador. Sadly, the situation now is just like this. More than 80% of their habitat has been destroyed. And we can imagine how it will feel to lose more than 80% of your house. For us, for your families, for our community, it will be a very difficult situation. Well, for spider monkeys, it's just the same. But imagine that they have to face other threats as well, like hunting, like illegal pet trade, and habitat fragmentation. In a very, very deforested region of Ecuador, the province of Manabí, spider monkeys were believed to be extinct for more than 50 years ago. But then, in 2015, a population was rediscovered in this area. This is the most endangered population of brown-headed spider monkey in the world. And here is where the story of Demby begins. Demby is a young male spider monkey of about 3 years old. And for all our team, Demby is just like a rock star because we have saw him growing up, and we first met him and his mom Dara. who is in the left, in 2021. And since then, we have been totally fortunate to see the life story of their family and their community of 25 spider monkeys. This group inhabits now in a small forest fragment of 19.1 acres. Spider monkeys in better forest conditions can move around 1,000 acres. So for Denby and his group, this small forest is like more than a full house. And when we first visited this area in 2016, we saw that they were in very bad physical conditions because in fragmented areas like this, they faced scarcity periods of fruit production. And this increased competitions and aggressions between the members of the group. Just like you can see in this picture, Dara, the mom of Denby, has multiple wounds in her arms and legs. We remember that first night, we could not sleep because we could not stop thinking about what can we do for them, how we can protect them and the rainforest. Well, fortunately, last year, we started the creation of the first reserve with these wonderful partners, and for now, we are protecting the first 497 acres where Denby lives. Now, we can give Denby a safe home. But also, we can give Denby the opportunity to recover his habitat, where he will play an important role in this new future. Because as Denby and his family are the best forest farmers, we want to work with them in a new project that we call Spider Monkeys Planting Forest. So how will we do it? In the reserve, we have around 160 acres of pasture lands that we want to reforest through two methods. In the first one, we know that a spider monkey can defecate around 10 times per day. As you can see in this time lapse, these are the samples of one spider monkey in one day. The total seed count of these samples was 320 seeds. Here are future of dozens of trees. This is the future of the habitat restoration. We aim to collect at least 10% of the dispersed seeds, and we will take care of these seeds in plant nurseries, and when they grow up, we will plant them into the pasturelands. In our second method, spider monkeys is still going on into the pasturelands because they are looking for isolated trees with fruits. But when they do that, they really put themselves at risk because they can be attacked by predators like dogs or other mammals. So we aim to facilitate the movement of these spider monkeys into these pasturelands through tree lines or artificial bridges. And in the same time, we will allow them to disperse more seeds into these areas, and these will become, in the future, biological corridors. In this really fragmented landscape, more families like Denby's and Dara's are continuing struggling to survive. And we want to implement this project and continue expanding the reserve to connect and restore more lands and to protect more spider monkeys. We know that collectively we can make it happen.
Yeah, and to the north to this region, there are areas with bigger forest extension, where it is crucial to avoid fragmentation. In 2012, we arrived to an area like this and call it Tesoro Escondido or Hidden Treasure in English. And we got to this area looking to know how many monkeys were there. And during this time, we stayed in the homes of local families and sharing with them, we began to understand more deeply how the socioeconomic situation influenced decisions on the conservation of natural resources. But in this place, we also found something very special. And we know that most of you like chocolate, and did you know that chocolate comes from a seed called cacao or cocoa? Yes. No? Yeah. But in this place, the farmers the families are farmers of cocoa, and cocoa crops needs a lot of care and work. The variety they grow is the National Fino de Aroma, that is the most wanted in the world for making gourmet chocolate, which means that they can be very expensive and of the best quality. And unfortunately, the problem is that the farmers are the ones who unfairly earn the least. And this is the cause. Because of this reason is that they need to cut more forests and expand the cacao crops with the dream of increasing the family's income. But the result, because the market remains unfair, is that the families don't improve their livelihoods, and the wildlife lose their habitat. Yeah. In this bad situation for people and forests, we create a model that we call the sustainable matrix model, because we integrate agroecology, land for conservation of biodiversity, sustainable development, and environmental education. Thanks to this model, these families have become our greatest allies for work for the conservation of biodiversity. And we work through participatory activities and something very special that we call the socio-environmental agreements that define commitments, responsibilities, and benefits for the families involved. We have managed direct buyers that pay a price that recognize the protection of these forests and the work of the farmers. Thanks to this, the families have increased 100% of their incomes, and that improves their livelihoods and reduces inequality. Currently, we have 17 families working with us, and together we are protecting 560 acres of forest, and that lands are monitored by drones. In these places, Manami and Esmeraldas, families and farmer families and communities are really important to protect the future of the biodiversity. Our goal is to expand this model, empower more communities, protect more forests, and save the spider monkeys. The spider monkeys inspired us to, by their strength and resilience to this reality, and thanks to this opportunity, we know that together we can bring them back from the brink of the extinction. And we have something special for you from Ecuador, the middle of the world, a message for you.
Con tu apoyo ayudaremos a muchas más mujeres.
Con tu apoyo cumpliremos nuestros sueños.
Junto a ti protegeremos más bosques.
Con tu apoyo esperamos que más familias sean parte.
Junto a ti seremos más agricultores de la conservación.
Con tu apoyo voy a salvar los monos arañas.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.